Law. Guys, I turned off my computer and instantly we get these notes. What is that? Instantly we get these notes when I turn my computer off. Instantly. Thanks for all the feedback and bingo cards. Area to area or map to map gameplay, allowing you to itemize corpses as they drop, collect them or itemize for free. Itemizing is now always free. This is nice. This will make it way easier as a crafter to purchase corpses. And now that there's no cost, if you ever see any corpse at all that is a max roll, the highest roll, you just grab it, you just yoink it. And then you put it in like a Tenzi tab, and then you're good. And this is basically all of these super big dangerous mods were also increasing your loot, but it didn't display it, so people obviously didn't like it, myself included, because it didn't really tell you what you were getting for it. It just said, hey, they have 9,000 crit multi, get fucked. But now they're going to actually display the benefit to loot you get for that. That's good. Increasing the amount of corpses and embers dropping relative to the difficult mods, essentially. So the more difficult mods are gonna actually give you more shit, even more shit. That's good. You further increasing the amount of ultimate embers dropping additionally. Okay, so you're just gonna get way more embers to the point where I'm gonna need to actually filter bad embers because you already dropped so many when mapping. Like I need to filter the bad ones now. And they're gonna make some more rewarding things cool. And they're going to make all finishers better in general. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely kind of weak. This is good. Making the Dota modifiers more rewarding. Yeah, some of these are weird. I got 2 Divines from 1, 3 Exalts from 1. That's not been terrible, but like not that insane. I want more Nameless Seers. That's what I want. And I want them to not bug out when I get them. Lowering the damage to the more dangerous modifiers. Yeah, like 300 crit multi always crits is fucking psycho. 120 physical is extra, 20 pen is too much. The crit multi one is the most egregious, I think, of all of them. Alright, and then be able to select the base type. Good. This, I was thinking about this a lot in the morning, this morning today when I was in the shower, about things that I want to see changed for crafting. This was the bare minimum change. Like, this was the bare minimum required change for me to ever want to touch the mechanic. One step further than this that I really would like to see, and I think would bring it from kind of strong to actually really fucking powerful to the point where it's the best craft in this league, which I think it should be, right? Like, corpse crafting should be the best crafting in Corpse League. I think that's probably an accurate statement. I wish instead of just being able to pick the base type, you could just put an item into the window, including fractured mods, including mods that have metacrafting mods on them, and it would respect metacrafting. Like, that would make it actually really fucking strong, to the point where I would craft the majority of my gear with the corpses. Like, I'm picturing a world where you like fracture suppression. So this is one of the biggest problems with corpse things for non-suppression, for suppression bases, is you can't, unless something's done here, there's something new here. Like, you cannot increase your odds of suppression. Okay, you can increase your odds of getting suppression by lowering the odds of getting resist and life regen, and then you're always going to end up with an item that has suppression and block and stun recovery, which is fucking worthless. So like, for crafting gear that has suppression on it, this mechanic is like super dead unless it's fractured suppression. So like, for suppression bases, it's still kind of eh. For stacking gear, it'll be a lot better. Like, for builds that don't need suppression, this change right here is going to be enough that you can craft some really good shit. Unfortunately, for all the builds that do need suppression, you're just not going to use grave crafting still. It is what it is. Yeah, that definitely is more of a problem with suppression than crafting, I agree. Suppression is bad for the game and shouldn't exist. But it's going to stay. It's in Po too, so like, it's not going anywhere. Alright, removing some of the crafts related info and strength takes an end. Good. So now you just, you can pick the base. This is so huge. This is so important. Like, this change on its own is enough that like I'm going to actually use it. And yeah, so like Atlas bases and Stygian bases can still be forced with their respective things. Increasing the chance of many of the rare crafts like fracture modifiers and mirror.coms, that's good. I haven't seen this a single time. And this modifier isn't even guaranteed. It's like 20% to fracture one mod. I haven't seen it a single time in like 50 hours. Like, this shit doesn't exist, so this is good. And they're removing the tiers, and now that's always the highest tier. I said that I wish they did this for T16s, It sounds like they're just gonna do it for everything, which is honestly, that's fine, that's good. All the crafts affect the modifier, press into a single craft that affects all modifiers. Oh, that's weird. I think this is objectively good. So one thing that was very unintuitive about this crafting mechanic, like let's say you wanted to make a physical weapon, right? You increased the odds of physical, and then you increased the tiering of physical, and then you would reduce the odds of fire, cold, and lightning, but then you would also increase the tiering of fire, cold, and lightning, which sounds weird. Like, why are you increasing the tier of the thing you don't want? But the reason you did it is because the lower tier mods had higher weighting. So by increasing the tier of fire, cold, lightning, you could only get the highest tier mods, and then you reduce the chance to further reduce the chance of fire, cold, lightning. It was super unintuitive. This is good, and like you guys are saying in chat, this also will now work on suppression. That's good. A single card that affects all modifiers. Yeah, like so now it'll just be like increase the tier. The combination of picking the base type plus the modifier thing being changed to just be for all tiers, that's insane. That's so good. This is gonna make this mechanic look a lot more like ROG, where the way ROG works, ROG, you're just rolling through a bunch of like suffix like sets on your item, and it's just a bunch of like T1 and T2 and T3 mods. And most of the time it's dog shit. It's like T1 life regen, T1 stun and block recovery, T1 resist no suppression. But then when you do get suppression, it's like T1 because that's how ROG works. And this is going to make it a lot more like that. If you stack like plus like 1,000 modifier, you're going to get a 6T1 item. And then you can like use some other stuff to try to like, you know, increase the odds of getting the things you want. Oh yeah, we're going to make some gear with this shit. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's go. Let's go. Will this be way stronger than ROG? Yes. And that's good. The current league mechanic should be stronger than a league mechanic that came out 9 months ago, or 9 leagues ago, right? Like this is gonna mean you actually craft items with the mechanic. It's gonna be sick. Let's go. And it's only day 4. One of the mechanics stronger to start next time? Well, because it's when you only have like a couple people working on something, it's hard to get things perfect. Like the first like fucking day of a launch has more like gameplay done than the 3 months of them testing a league and planning a league. Like, and in general, if they release a league that's too strong, they can't nerf it. They can't nerf it. Like, they'll get fucking crucified. The crafting coming out the way it was and getting changed like this is fine. The mods that roll on maps when you put a map in, I think that was just a goof. Like, I think those numbers were just kind of silly. Like 300 crit multi always crits. Like, what the fuck? That's 4 times damage on everything. It's it's just an insane amount of damage. It's like plus 6 proj. Like, so, you know, some of these things probably didn't need to be that high.